What's up everyone, and thanks for joining me on this video. So today, I'm going to be teaching you how to grill T-bone steaks on a Weber charcoal grill. So I got these steaks from my good friends at Arapahoe Meat Company. For those of you outside of the Denver area, they don't ship or anything, but for those of you in Colorado, these guys do prime and top third of choice beef. And so I got these T-bones from them. These are inch thick T-bones. You can see the awesome marbling here. And just the nice, cut of fat on the sides. All right, and so what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be rubbing some olive oil on these steaks. And then for 3 out of the 4 steaks, I'm going to be putting Montreal seasoning on them. 2 of them I'll be using regular Montreal seasoning. The third I'm going to be using a spicy Montreal seasoning that I want to try today. And then the last one I'm going to leave for being pan fried, which I won't show today for allergy reasons. So let's get started. So with beautiful steaks like these, you definitely want to try and use the freshest olive oil you can find, which is what I did here today. I opened this bottle for the first time. So this is going to give you that distinct olive oil taste on your meat. And the reason we're putting olive oil on the meat here is to help it be as a binder for a Montreal when we rub it in. Man, the olive oil's even smelling good. And haven't even busted out the seasoning yet. There we go. So as you guys, if you don't know what a T-bone is, it is actually a New York strip steak and then a tenderloin. And it's just a combined steak. This is a man steaks here. And the reason why they call it a T-bone is because of the shape of the bone, obviously, that comes down, that separates the New York steak from the tenderloin. Okay, so we're going to apply the Montreal seasoning here. Not too much. You don't want to overwhelm the flavor of the steak, but you do want to give it just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I like my steak with some garlic hints as well. You can use whatever seasoning you want. I don't care. You know what you like. And this is what I am doing today with mine. Okay, let's try the spicy McCormick's. Heard good reviews about this. You can see the pepper flakes in there, so I think we're going to be good today. All right, let's flip them over and do the other side. More Montreal on these 2 steaks here. Okay, so now the most important thing you guys should be doing here. I'm gonna go get the grill ready. I'm gonna be doing voiceover on the grill part because it's pretty windy outside, but this is the perfect time to let your steaks rest. If there's one thing that a lot of people make a mistake on, is not letting the steaks rest for at least 20 minutes to come up to room temperature before you throw them on the grill. It just helps the meat preserve its flavor. It helps it with the juices and all that good stuff. So let's just let these rest here while we go get the grill ready. Let's get started. So today I'm going to be using my Weber charcoal grill to be grilling these T-bones on. Now, the first thing you want to do is to clean your grates off so you don't have any leftover residue on those steaks that you spent all that money on. The next thing you're going to want to do, especially with charcoal grills, is get rid of all the ash in the pan there like I'm doing here, because on windy days like this here, like I had here in Colorado, you don't want that ash whipping up onto your steaks and ruining the flavor. To get my charcoal up and running, I'm going to be using a Weber lighter cube as well as a starter chimney to get the coals nice and hot for this grill. For this particular cook, I'm going to be using Kingsford charcoal. I would recommend lump charcoal though, because it imparts more of a smoky flavor into the meat as well as grills hotter, and that will give you a better sear on the outside of the steak and make it look awesome when you present it to your guests. But I forgot to get lump charcoal for this particular occasion, so I used the Kingsford that I had, and it will do just fine for this cook. Okay, so the Weber grill is just about ready to go with the charcoal, so we're going to get these bad boys on the grill. So I'm going to take this one away and we're going to pan fry that for the person with the allergies. The rest of these we're going to go on the grill. We're shooting for a medium rare for the doneness of the steaks today. So medium rare, about 130 degrees in the beef, which ends up being around a 6 to 8 minute cook time when your grill's between 450 and 555 degrees. So let's get started. Alright, once we get these steaks thrown onto the grill here, you want to ensure good grate to steak contact. That's why I'm using this old mashed potato masher here to do just that, because one of the best things about steak is having those classic grill marks on the steak when you serve it to people. So what I'm doing here is going for the medium rare on these steaks, and so what I basically do is do 1 to 2 minutes and then I'll flip it. And you want to do that for 6 to 8 minutes, depending on what the temperature of the grill is. The best way to guarantee this is if you get a thermometer to look at what the steak temperature is. Once you suspect it's getting up to the temperature that you want, be it medium rare, medium well, whatever your preference is. So this one was burning a little hot, as you can see, so I seared it a little too much, and that's okay, you just make mistakes sometimes, but I've learned the mistake on this one, and I'll go for the other two. So this one is ready because I did sear it a little too hot. So what I'm going to do is take this one off, and then we'll get the next one on the grill and do the same exact process. 6 to 8 minutes, flip every 2 minutes, and you'll be good to go. Two minutes, let's do a flip. Two more minutes, let's do another flip. Since I was a little paranoid about over-searing that first steak, this one I'm going to do a temperature check now just to make sure I'm back on track and keeping these medium rare. And as you can see, I'm right at 130 degrees, which means we're good to go on the steak. Let's get it off the grill and throw the next floor on. This is the one just for me, that spicy one I told you guys about earlier. Tap, tap. Two minutes, do the flip. Neighbor's asking me about what smells so good. I was telling her about the T-bones here. So, did the 2-minute flip. I think we're about good to go. Throw it on there for a little while. Oh man, look at that. Let's get this off the grill. Let's do the measurement first. Running right at 130. We're good to go. Medium rare. It's as good as it gets. Let's get this off the grill. Okay, now the last thing we want to do before we dive into these delicious T-bones is to just let them rest. Just like you gotta let them come up to temperature before you throw them on the grill, you gotta let them rest for at least 10 minutes, preferably 15, before you start dining on, because it allows the muscle, the beef, just to relax and do its thing. So let's recap here. So we used olive oil to spread around the meat, and then we used Montreal seasoning, and in this case spicy Montreal seasoning, to coat the meat and give it a little bit of flavor. So some things that went wrong. This one I had over the charcoal a little too much. So as you can see here, even though I was holding to my strict time of 2 minutes flip, 2 minutes flip, 2 minutes flip, 2 minutes flip, that should get you to around 130, but for some reason the coals just weren't working with me today. It probably had to do with the wind. So that's a mistake we had. So don't worry about it. We'll do it next time and we'll be okay. Well, the rest of these though, these are just looking awesome. So let's let these rest for a few more minutes and then we'll come back, cut into these things and give it a try. Okay, it's been about 12 minutes now and I just can't wait any longer. So this one has my name on it, so I'm gonna give it a try first. Let's see here. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. See, perfect medium rare pink. You're good on both sides. This is gonna be good to eat. So let's give it a try here. And look at this fat, I'm gonna be nibbling on that. This is gonna be very, very good. All right, let's give this boy a try. Well, the juiciness is awesome. The Montreal hits it out of the park every time, in my opinion, when you're applying it to steaks. This is really good. And this is the spicy kind, and I'm kind of liking the slight kick of chili pepper that is going with it. So anyway, I gotta get these into my family before they rebel against me. So with that said, you guys have a good one. Take it easy. Feel free to comment in the comments section, and I'll see you next time.